So today we are starting the classes with the revision of the previous class that we did on Netra classification. So I hope you all have revised the classification what we started in the previous class. So I'll just revise the numbers once again. In the next class, I'll be asking you guys to revise. So first, I'll revise it once for you, so that just close your eyes and start analyzing what and all you saw yesterday, what and all you learned yesterday. Okay. So basically, while understanding the Netra Roga classification, the reference is from Sushruta Uttara Tantra as well as Ashtanga Hridaya Uttara Tantra, basic ones. And also you can learn from Yoga Ratnakara, Madhava Nidana, Sharangadhara, etc. But firstly, we mainly concentrated on Sushruta Samhita Uttara Tantra. So in that, we understood that there are totally 76 Vyadhi told by Acharya Sushruta and Madhava Nidana as well. In that 76, we divided it as 5 points to remember in Netra Roga classification. So the first one would be about the Bahya and Abhyantara. Like that, we classified. Then, after that, we thought about the sthanas like Sandhigata, Vartmagata, Pakshmagata, Shukla, Krishna, Drishti, Sarvagata. Like that, we classified. And the third one, we classified it as according to the doshas Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Rakta, Sannipata. Like that, we classified. Then we understood the chikitsa part of it, which are sadhya, which are yapya, and which are asadhya rogas. And finally, we understood if they are sadhya rogas, then how would it be? Whether it is shastra sadhya or ashastra krita. If it is shastra sadhya, it would be divided into four parts again. Which are those four parts? The first four parts, which had come in the Ashta Vidha Shastra Karma. So in Ashtavidha Shastra Karma, there were totally eight. In that, the first four were Chedyam, Bhedyam, Lekhyam, Vedyam. So these four were there in the Chikitsa of Shastrakrita Chikitsa that can be given in Shalakya Tantra Rogas as well. Okay, it is not that the other things we don't use, but it's very rarely used. Like it would be a subheading to it. Mainly, it is Chedya, Bhedya, Lekhya, Vedya. In very rare conditions, we will be using the Asia Karma also, Aharya Karma, if at all any foreign body is there. And apart from that, when Bhedana and Lekhana are done, we understood in the previous class of Shalya Tantra that Sivana can be done after that, right? So that can also be done. And Visravana Karma, only when this Rakta Srava is like the Rakta Mokshana treatment is given. Sometimes it is given as well, but it is not the main karma that is done. So that it is not mentioned in the Shastrakrita. Okay. The other part was Ashastrakrita. So now coming to the number of diseases in each of this, we have to revise it now. Okay, so totally we had 76 Vyadhis. In that, Bahya were 2. And Abhyantara, the rest of it, like the 74, the rest of the 74 are considered under Abhyantara. So according to our first classification, we divided. Then how did we understand? According to the doshas, we classified them. So how was it? Vataja 10, Pittaja 10, Kaphaja 13, Raktaja 16, Sannipataja 25. And the rest two are Bahya as we know. Okay, I'll repeat it once again. Vataja 10, Pittaja 10, Kapaja, how you remember? Kapaja is the third place, so it is 13. And then plus 3 is Raktaja 16. And out of all those, Sannipataja is more because it includes all the other doshas. So it would be the maximum number of diseases, saying it to be 25. And after that is the Bahya, that is 2. Okay, moving on to the next classification, what we understood is according to the sites, according to the sthana. So, how many were they? So, it would be Pakshmagata, which is told only by Bhava Prakasha. So, we are not considering it here. Okay, Sandhigata, it is 9. Then coming to the Vartmagata, it is 21. Shuklagata, it is 11. Then Drishtigata is 12. Sarvagata is 17. Okay, we forgot the Krishnagata. Krishnagata is 4. I'll repeat it once again. Sandhigata 9. Vartmagata 21, Shuklagata 11, Krishnagata 4, Drishtigata 12, and Sarvagata 17. Rest to Bahya. So totally 76 disorders we understood. Then coming to the Sadhya Sadhyata, the Chikitsa Bheda now. So according to the Chikitsa, we are considering only three: Sadhya, Yapya, and Asadhya, right? So in the Sadhya, we have maximum number of diseases, that is 52 in number. Sadhya Vyadhi in Netra Roga are 52 in number, and Yapya Rogas are 7 and Asadhya are 17. The least number of diseases according to the Chikitsa point of view is Yapya, that is 7 in number, Asadhya is 17 in number, and the maximum number of diseases are Sadhya Vyadhi, which are considered under Sadhya Vyadhi, which is totally 52 in number. Okay, now moving on to the fifth classification. What was that fifth classification? We got to know that there are 52 Sadhya Vyadhis. Now we have to understand how they are treated. It can be treated in the name of medicine, like only Bheshaja, it can be done, like only the oral medications or applying type of medications like Anjana, Lepa, Seka, like this, the treatment would be, or it can be Shastrakrita like Chedya, Bhedya, Lekhya, and Vedya. So we are considering into five. The Sadhya Vyadhis are 52 in number. Taking that number 5 as a clue, we are dividing it into 5 again. What are they? Chedya, Bhedya, Lekhya, Vedya, and Ashastrakrita. So how many are they total? Ashastrakrita we have to remember first, because that's the easiest one and it is the odd one out, right? When we are remembering, not just remembering the common things is essential. Remembering the odd one outs are essential more. Okay, that is generally asked. Okay, that we have to remember at first. Then we can divide the rest of the four. Okay, so in 52, Ashastrakrita is totally 12 in number. Ashastrakrita Vyadhis are 12 in number. Okay, so then coming to the Chedya Vyadhis, Chedya Vyadhi are 11 in number, Chedya are 11 in number, Bhedya are 5 in number, Lekhya are 9 in number, and Vedya are 15 in number. I repeat it once again. Total Chikitsa essential Vyadhis are totally 52, that is Sadhya Vyadhis are 52. Taking the clue as 5, we are dividing it into 5 classifications. First one Chedya 11, Bhedya 5, Lekhya 9, Vedya is 15, and Ashastrakrita is 12 in number. So I think you got the very basic classification of Netra Roga. Then we also discussed about Sandhigata Rogas yesterday. So how many Sandhigata Rogas are there? Sandhigata Rogas are 9 in number. So we understood it on the basis of doshas. We understood it on the basis of Sadhya Sadhyata. Right? So basically when a Shalakya Tantra Roga is given, just think Puyalasa. That was the very first Roga we understood, right? So if the question, let it be a 3 marker, let it be a 5 marker, or let it be a 10 marker question, or if you're preparing for PG even, or just even if you're just remembering the Puyalasa Roga. So what are all the basic address essentials that you have to remember? How do you write a case sheet? You write a case sheet starting from the basic details, basic data you write, right? Like keeping the name, what is the gender, what is the educational qualification, what is the profession, like that you write the basic data. And even in the examination, you give the vital signs that you write, right? First, like the pulse, heart rate, respiratory rate, temperature. This is the basic data that is given. Basic data as a person for a person, and then basic data as for the examination is concerned. Like that, even when the Puya Lasa, if that is the question asked in the exam, so what you will be writing before writing the shloka, its explanation, the whole of Chikitsa and all, like giving the explanations, prior to that, you will be writing the address of that Vyadhi. So what do I mean by address? Writing the address of Puyalasa Roga. So you have to be writing whether it is Vataja, Pittaja, Kaphaja, Raktaja, Sannipataja or Bahya Roga. That is the very first point you have to mention. Second, you have to mention which is the sthana of it, like whether it is a Sandhigata Roga, Vartmagata Roga, and so on. This is the second point in the address. Third point in the address is whether it is Sadhya or Asadhya. This is the third point in the address. Fourth point, if at all it is Sadhya, how it is Sadhya. Like Chedya, Bhedya, Lekhya, Vedya or Ashastrakrita. How, in which kind it is said to be Sadhya. This is the fourth point in the address. Then the fifth point in the address is saying the correlation of it. One word or one disease correlation or a set of disease correlated in modern. These are the 5 very essential things that you have to write when a Shalakya Roga is given. After that comes the shloka according to Sushruta, according to Ashtanga Hridaya, or according to Nimi, or according to Madhava Nidana. All these comes later. Okay. Before the teacher sees your shloka, what they exactly see is whether you know the essentials. Because if you are wrong in saying the Bhedya Roga as a Chedya Roga, that itself then itself you lose the marks. If you don't know the essentials, whatever you write in the shloka or give like 2 or 3 pages of explanation, that doesn't fetch you any marks, or that doesn't even fetch you your understanding even. Okay, if you're thorough in the essentials, you'll be writing the symptoms properly, you'll be remembering the shlokas properly, you'll remember the diagram of it, or at least how the symptoms will look. Symptoms might look like that, you will remember. Even if you at that verge of the exam, even if you're not remembering the shloka, you would at least remember the symptoms if you know this address properly. Okay, so I always suggest you to write these 5 essential points as address. Keep remembering them as address and write it first, and then go to the shloka, then the explanation diagram if you want to write, and chikitsa. What are all the chikitsa that can be given?
Ma'am,
Understand?
can you repeat them once again, ma'am?
You want me to repeat it once again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what are all the essentials that we are writing is, there are 5 points to be written. The first point is whether according to doshas, which doshas they are. Second point is according to the sthana, sandhi, vartma, shuklagata, which kind of a roga it is. Then we have to write whether it is sadhya, yapya or asadhya. If at all it is sadhya, how it is sadhya, like saying it is ashastrakrita or chedya, bhedya, lekhya, vedya. Then the fifth point is writing the correlation. Got it? All the 5 points. Then we will understand the shlokas. Rest all we can do. Throughout 1.5 years, we can understand all the shlokas and all. And the explanation part. But essentially, you have to remember these 5 things. You have to be quick enough saying, okay, Puya Lasa, which roga it is, like which Bhedya, Chedya, Lekhya it is. Or if I give Nimesha, one roga is there called Nimesha. So which kind of a chikitsa it needs. Or I might tell you Pitta Vidagdha Drishti. So which kind of a chikitsa it needs, which kind of a vyadhi it is, which sthana it is. Like it should be in the tip of your tongue, saying which it is. When it happens, when can you be so fast? You can be so fast, you can be so quick only when you know this address properly and you can start mind mapping it. If you can't mind map where it is and how I have written, how I have marked it, you have to remember this. Like mind mapping is essential. Only when this mind map is proper and the tables you have done properly, then only you can remember well. It is not, I'm just telling you, it is not at all easy to remember the 76 Vyadhi. Okay, just for the 76 Vyadhi, one whole book is written. Like your textbooks, at least, one whole book is written only to explain you the 76 Vyadhi. Right? So it is not at all an easy task. But when you already know that it is not an easy task and it's a very difficult task, how do you start remembering it, or how do you start understanding it? You have to find an easier way, right? So first you should know the basics, then only you should go to the explanation. Okay. Moving on, we'll remember the Sandhigatas Vyadhi once. Okay. So how many Sandhigata Vyadhis were there? Totally 9 were there. Okay. Akshata, can you tell me which were the 9 Sandhigata Vyadhi? Okay, anyone, be quick. Tell me the 9 Sandhigata Vyadhi.
May I, ma'am?
Yes, start. Be little louder. Your voice is not visible. Sorry, audible properly. Yes, Akshata, tell me.
पूयालस्य च उपनाः
Hmm.
स्रावपर्वणिकालजि
Hmm.
कृमिग्रन्थिस्य विज्ञेये रोगाः सन्धिगत नव.
Okay, very good. So in that 9 vyadhis, now we have to understand how many were according to doshas, how it is divided, according to sthana, how it is divided. Like we already know it is Sandhigata Vyadhi, so no need not to remember the sthanas as such. So first we'll be understanding which kind of dosha it is. Then we will be understanding whether it is sadhya or asadhya. If it is sadhya, now we will understand which how it is treated and what is the correlation of it. Okay. Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
This I have sent already in the group also. You can have a view there. Okay. So how is this Sandhigata Vyadhi understood is, like I have already used the highlighters, but here the orange and yellow, I don't think you can really make it proper, really understand it proper. I'll just mark on it once again. I hope you all have the 76 Vyadhi list in front of you, what you have written yesterday. You are told to write the 76 Vyadhis. I hope you have written it and it is in front of you. You have to take your highlighters and start marking. Okay. In Sandhigata Roga, what I did is two methods. One, using the highlighters. Second, writing it as GPALD format. These two things we did. Okay. First, how we did using the highlighters, we wrote which are all the Vata, Pitta, Rakta, Kapha and Sannipataja Vyadhi. First point in Sandhigata Roga you must remember is there are no Vataja Vyadhis in Sandhigata Roga. So V would be 0. P, how it is? P is 1, which is that it is Pittasrava. It is Pittasrava. Okay. So next one is according to Kapha, like under Kapha, how many rogas are there? Here you see 3 which are marked in green. I hope you are seeing that. So which are those 3? It is Upanaha, Shleshmasrava and Krumigranthi. There are 3. Upanaha, Shleshmasrava and Krumigranthi. There are 3. Okay. Next coming to Raktaja. How many are there? 2 are there. Raktasrava and Parvanika. Raktasrava and Parvanika. Okay. And finally, Sannipataja, how many are there? There are 3. That is Puyalasa. Okay. So it is Puyalasa, then Puyasrava and Alaji. There are 3. Okay. Sandhigata Rogas, we got to know it is 9 in number. Now, Apurva, can you repeat the 9 Sandhigata Vyadhi? Just the name?
पूयालस उपनाः श्लेष्मस्राव पूयस्राव रक्तस्राव पित्तस्राव पर्वणिका अलर्जी कृमिग्रंथि.
Okay. So the next point is to remember 9 Vyadhi. How did we divide it yesterday? It is 4 plus 5. It is 4 plus 5. What are those 4? It is 4 kind of Srava plus 5 other Vyadhi. This is how we remember the Sandhigata Roga. So what are all those 4? First only we know there is no Vataja Srava. There can be no Vataja Vyadhi in Sandhigata Roga, and especially Srava cannot be a symptom of Vataja type. Be it any Vyadhi, Srava cannot be under Vataja. So there are 4 Sravas we know. So leaving apart the Vataja Srava, it would be Pitta Srava, Shleshma Srava, Rakta Srava and Puya Srava. Okay, there is nothing called as Sannipataja Srava. Instead of saying it as Sannipataja Srava, as more of the discharges and mucoidal discharges are there, it is called Puya Srava. So there are 4 Sravas. Okay. Apart from that, 5 other Vyadhis are there. Puyalasa, Upanaha, Parvanika, Alaji, Krumigranthi. This we remembered now. So next, moving on, we have to understand whether it is like which thana it is. We know it is Sandhigata. Third point, what we have to remember is whether it is sadhya or asadhya. So how many sadhya are there? How many asadhya are there? So yesterday we also got to know this. There are 4 sadhya vyadhi and there are 5 asadhya vyadhi in Sandhigata. 4 sadhya vyadhi and 5 asadhya vyadhi. Okay. Now we will understand which were those 4 sadhya vyadhi and 5 asadhya vyadhi. Okay. Okay. Now mentioning Shleshma Srava, Puya Shleshma, Pitta Srava, Shleshma Srava, Rakta Srava, Puya Srava. All the 4 are asadhya. So countdown 4 is done. Asadhya should be 5. So which is the other one which is asadhya? Alaji. Asadhya, alaji. Asadhya, alaji. 4 sravas are asadhya and one more is asadhya, which is that which also starts from a. It is alaji. Okay. So rest 4 should be sadhya. Which are all those sadhya vyadhi in Sandhigata Roga? Puyalasa, Upanaha, Parvanika, Krimigranthi. Easy now? You have to make things easier and then learn, not the difficult ones you have to learn. You will not remember it if you keep on feeling it's difficult. No, you have to make it easy and then learn. So what I am saying is, Sandhigata Roga, we got to know it is 9 in number. In that, we understood the type of doshas. Then we understood which are sadhya and asadhya. How many are sadhya? How many are sadhya?
4, ma'am.
4 are sadhya. Okay. Then asadhya are
5.
5 in number. Okay. So in that, which are all the 4 sadhya?
Puyalashaka, Upanaha, Parvanika and Krimigranthi.
Asadhya 5. Which are they?
Pittasrava, Raktasrava, Shleshmasrava, Puyasrava and allergy.
Allergy. Okay. So as I have mentioned the correlation, the last point in the correlation. Okay, we have another point. Wait. Okay. Now we have if it is sadhya vyadhi, how it is sadhya. Okay, that one point we have. If it is sadhya, how it is sadhya. Okay. So taking Puyalasa, Upanaha, Parvanika and Krumigranthi. First one, Puyalasa. Just by remembering the name Puya, what do you think? It is some pus collection is there. When pus collection is there, what you have to do? You will just puncture it and let out the draining, right? What is the best treatment that can be done if there is a pus? We'll puncture it and let it drain, right? So what is that action of puncturing?
Vedana.
Vyadhana karma, exactly. So see, this is how you remember. Puyalasa, just by looking at the name, you understand there is pus. So what is the chikitsa to be done? It is Vyadhana karma. Okay, one down. Second, Upanaha. Upanaha, the chikitsa is Bhedana. Incision should be given in Upanaha. So how it is? Like Upanaha, you can just remember it as like Kargadbu ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಮನೇಲಿ, like that. Upanaha is like Kargadbu. So how it is done? Like in two flakes it is done and it is closed. Like, right? So if you open in the middle, how it would be? It will open like this. So you have to do Bhedana. Incision should be given and let it open. And then break all the locules that are inside. This is Upanaha. Bhedana should be done. Incision should be given. Okay. Next, Parvanika. For the Parvanika, you have to do Chedana. Excision should be done in Parvanika. See, in Parvanika, the correlation is given as nodules. How will be the nodules? It will be hard. What can be done to a hard structure? It has just to be given an excision. Chedana. Last one is Krimi Granthi. So here all the krimis are inside. What do you do? Give an incision, take out all the krimis. Done? So 4 sadhya vyadhis were there. In that, Puyalasa, Upanaha, Parvanika, Krimigranthi. Rest all you leave. Asadhya ones, we can understand which is the possible treatment that can be given even in an asadhya vyadhi when we go to the vyadhi particular. Here, when understanding the basic data, we have to just understand whether it is sadhya, asadhya, yapya. If it is sadhya, which kind of sadhya it is. So, Puyalasa, we remember it is just like a pus collection. What do? We puncture the pus, so Vyadhana karma. Upanaha, it is like Kargadbu. So you're just making it into two parts. Incision should be given, Bhedana to be given. Then Parvanika. Parvanika is correlated to limbal nodules. Nodule is hard. So what can be done to a hard structure? Chedana. Excision should be done to a hard structure. So you are doing Chedana. Then lastly, Krimi Granthi. So how is the Krimi Granthi given treatment? Krimis are all present inside. So you have to give an incision and let out all the krimis and take out all the krimis so that no krimis is left inside and it is doing the pathogenesis again. No, you have to stop that cycle of pathogenesis, taking out the krimi, leaving out some in the middle, and again it may cause some infection. No, this cycle has to be blocked totally. So what you are doing, you are giving an incision and taking out all the krimis. Done? Okay. As it is a Sandhigata Vyadhi, we have to also understand in which Sandhi exactly it is being formed. These diseases are being formed. Okay. Vartma, we know it is eyelid. Shuklagata, we know it is the white part of the area. But Sandhi is not like that, right? Sandhi is a different thing. Like it can be a Pakshma Vartma Sandhi, Vartma Shukla Sandhi, Shukla Krishna Sandhi, Krishna Drushti Sandhi. It can be any of these Sandhis. Or it can be even Kaninika and Apanga Sandhis. Totally there are 6 Sandhis. Right? In those 6 Sandhis, where and all these 9 diseases will form. This we have to understand. There's one extra point in Sandhigata Vyadhi. Okay. So, Puyalasa where it is happening? In Kaninika Sandhi. Kaninika, medial. Apanga, the lateral. Kaninika is the medial canthus. So, Puyalasa is happening in Kaninika Sandhi. And also, all the 4 Sravas are there, right? All the 4 Sravas are happening in Kaninika Sandhi. Where does your tear come from? Does it come from your lateral canthus or medial canthus?
Medial, ma'am.
Yes. So, Srava means medial canthus. That means Kaninika Sandhi. Okay. Then where does this Upanaha form? Krishna Drushtigata Sandhi. Put it in a highlighter saying Upanaha will be formed in Krishna Drushtigata Sandhi. Then Parvanika and Alaji. These are like twins, Parvanika and Alaji. They go together generally. Shukla Krishna Gata Sandhi. Parvanika and Alaji will be formed in Shukla Krishna Gata Sandhi. And finally, Krimi Granthi. Where does this form? Pakshma Vartmagata Sandhi. Krimi Granthi will form in Pakshma Vartmagata Sandhi. Done? Okay. Now, just don't look into any of the pages you have in your you have in front of you. Just close your eyes, start analyzing. I'll tell you the whole table now. Okay, like the whole of the Sandhigata Roga, how you can visualize. Start visualizing them. Don't see into any of the papers before you. Okay, Sandhigata Roga, totally they are 9 in number. I'm dividing it in for the sake of remembrance, I'm dividing it into 4 plus 5. What are those 4? It is 4 types of Srava. First, only we know there cannot be Srava symptom in Vataja kind of diseases. So, what are all those 4 Srava in Sandhigata Vyadhi? It is Pitta Srava, Shleshma Srava, Rakta Srava, Puya Srava. And the other 5 rogas are Puyalasa, Upanaha, Parvanika, Alaji, Krumigranthi. First, we have remembered all the names of the Vyadhi in Sandhigata Roga. Okay. Now we are understanding according to the doshas. As you already know, Shleshma goes to Shleshma, Pitta Srava goes to Pitta, Rakta Srava goes to Rakta, Puya Srava goes to Sannipata. This you have no confusion. Apart from it, there can be no Vataja Vyadhi. So V is 0. P is only 1. K is 3. What are all they? Upanaha, Shleshmasrava, Krumigranthi. Upanaha, Shleshmasrava, Krumigranthi. Okay? Then, Krumigranthi, how do you remember it as Kapha? Only when the base is there, like the basement membrane is there. Only when a proper molding structure, molding factor is given, only then krimis can develop. Right? Bacterial culture. You remember the bacterial culture? A base should be there for it. So, what is that base? It is kapha. So, Krumigranthi is kapha. Okay. You understood kapha are 3 in number. Then Rakta is 2 in number. What are they? Raktasrava, Parvanika. Raktasrava, Parvanika. Sannipataja are 3 in number. The rest 3. What are all they? Puyalasa, Puyasrava, Alaji. Puyalasa, Puyasrava, Alaji. So the first column in the table is understood. That is according to the dosha. Then we came down to sthana. Which sthana it is? In common it is Sandhigata. But Vishesha sthana what it is? Kaninika Sandhi are 5 in number. Puyalasa plus 4 Srava. Then rest 4 are there. In that it is Krishna and Drushtigata is Upanaha. Shukla Krishna Gata. Shukla Krishna. Like the sun and the moon. Shukla Krishna. Twins. What are all they? Parvanika Alaji. Shukla Krishna. Parvanika Alaji. Finally, Pakshma Vartmagata. That is Krimigranthi. Pakshma Vartmagata. Krimigranthi. Okay. Next, prognosis. Sadhya Sadhyata. 5 are asadhya, 4 are sadhya. Which are all the 5 asadhya? The 4 sravas are asadhya plus alaji. A for a. Alaji is asadhya. 4 are sadhya. Which are all they? Puyalasa, Upanaha, Parvanika, Krimigranthi are Sadhya. So if they are Sadhya, then move on to the fourth column. What is the name of the fourth column? Saying Shastra. Like how it is treated. Puyalasa is pus formed, so Vyadhana, puncturing done. Upanaha, you are remembering taking that duff as the example. It is Upanaha, Bhedana, incision should be given. Then Parvanika, Chedana, because it remembered to the nodules, correlated to the nodules. So Chedana is done. Krimigranthi is Bhedana. Okay. Finally, we are now understanding the correlation. Okay, the final part in the basic data is correlation. This needs time. I'll just tell you now. I have already sent you the PDF, so you can just remember what is that. Puyalasa is dacrocystitis. Puyalasa is dacrocystitis. Upanaha is also one variety, but there is no actual correlation to it. Okay, so we'll just leave it at like that. Shleshmasrava is chronic dacrocystitis, and it can be a mucocele. Puyasrava, purulent dacrocystitis, lacrimal gland abscess. Raktasrava is hemorrhagic dacrocystitis. Pittasrava is subacute dacrocystitis. Okay, why dacrocystitis? Dacrocystitis. You can get a clue. All are in Kaninika Sandhi. What does happen in Kaninika Sandhi? There is a tear flow area from where the tears come out. There is a channel, nasolacrimal duct. If that is blocked in some way, in Kaninika Sandhi, some pathology is going to happen. If the nasolacrimal duct is problematic, which is there in the Kaninika Sandhi, some pathology will happen there, which are all related to dacrocystitis. So Puyalasa was also Kaninika Sandhi, and all the four Sravas were related to Kaninika Sandhi. So all different varieties of dacrocystitis will happen there. Got it? Okay. The next part, Parvanika. Flictanular conjunctivitis, or it can be limbal nodules, or it can be a cyst in the palpebral conjunctiva. Done. Next, allergy. Multiple flictans, or it can be a cyst or tumor of the lacrimal gland. Finally, it is Krimigranthi, pedicularis palpebrae, and chronic blepharitis. Done? Okay. This you will take time, as in when you read the shlokas, understand it again and again and again, then you can directly tell without even looking at the book that this is the correlation. Okay, but it needs little time. I'm just making you familiarized with the names that are there for correlation. Okay. Now, all those 5 students who were told to give me this, to recite the shloka will be telling it. Okay, Giriraj, can you start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me.
Utsangini, Abhyantara-mukhi bahyo, Utsango, tho vartmascha.
No. I didn't ask you about the explanation of it. I'm asking the Utsanginyatha Kumbhika shloka.
Yes, ma'am, that one.
In which all the 21 are there.
Oh, okay. I didn't see about that one. I went through Sushruta Uttara Tantra third chapter, 9th shloka.
No, okay. Who learned that? The other 4? I exactly told you yesterday. It is the 21 Vyadhi shloka is there. Utsanginyatha Kumbhika Pothaki Vartma Sharkara. That shloka I need. Varshini, can you say? Sayeda, Nikhilesh, Varshini, Shrushti.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, tell. Who is speaking?
This is Srushti, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Srishti, recite the shloka.
उत्सङ्गिन्यथा कुम्भिका पोथक्यो वर्त्म शर्करा तथा अष्टो वर्त्म शुष्काश्रास्तथैव अञ्जननामिका बहनं वर्त्म यच्चापि व्याधिर्वर्त्मावबन्धकः क्लिष्टकर्दमवर्त्मख्यौ श्याववर्त्म तथैव च प्रक्लिन्नम् अपरिक्लिन्ने वर्त्मवादहतं तु यत् अर्बुदं निमिषश्चापि शोणिताश्च यत् स्मृतं लगणो विष्णामा च पक्ष्मकोपस्तथैव च एकविंशतिरित्येते विकार वर्त्म संश्रयाः.
Okay, very good. Did you by heart it totally, or you are seeing and reciting? How is it?
I'm by-hearted.
Okay, very good then. The other three, Nikhilesh.
I'm not yet by heart.
Why so?
Been bad with students.
Yes, tomorrow you should tell me. Tomorrow also we have class, and you should be telling it to me tomorrow. Okay, Sayeda.
Not by
Why don't you do it? Okay, you should also tell me tomorrow. Varshini.
Not by hearted, ma'am. I'll tell tomorrow.
Directly. Okay, even before I said you are ready to say it tomorrow. Are you sure you can do it tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just avoid and look into it that you guys recite to me tomorrow. Okay. उत्सङ्गिन्यथ कुम्भीका पोथकी वर्त्मशर्कर तथार्षो वर्त्मशुष्कार्ष तथैव अंजननामिका. That is only written in the list here. So in order to remember the list and also correlate to what Ashtanga Hridaya has said and how you can remember in the dosha, sthana and prognosis wise, for all this, if you remember these 21 in an order, it is very easy. That is why I told you just by heart this 21. All the other rogas are there, no, in Sandhigata, Vartmagata. You can just remember, Sandhigata, Shukla, and other sthana. You can remember just with the names in a list form. But here in the Vartmagata, it is more in number. So it is better to remember it as a formula rather than, okay, this was the first one, this was the 10th one, rather than remembering it like that. You can remember it in a formula like that. The best part what you can do is remembering the shloka. So by heart the shloka once again I'll just recite it for you. उत्सङ्गिन्यथ कुम्भीका पोथकी वर्त्मशर्करा तथार्षो वर्त्मशुष्कार्षस्तथैवाञ्जननामिका बहलं वर्त्म यच्छापि व्याधिवत्मावबन्धकः क्लिष्टकर्दमवर्त्माख्यौ श्याववर्त्मस्तथैव च प्रक्लिन्नम् अपरिक्लिन्नं वर्त्मवाताहतं तु यत् अर्बुदं निमिषश्चापि शोणितार्षश्च यत् स्मृतम् लगणोऽपि स नामा च पक्ष्मकोपस्तथैव च एकविंशतिरित्येते विकारावर्त्मसंश्रयाः. Okay, because it is relatively difficult to remember all the 21. Okay, I'll give you guys another day. We'll keep Vartmagata Roga at the end. Today we will understand the Shuklagata Vyadhi classification. After this, I'll give you one more day. All the students, please make sure that you recite the shloka for me tomorrow. Not just those three who didn't say it to me today. It is the assignment given to all the students in the class. So kindly memorize it for the next class. Okay. The next class will be tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning 5:30 to 6:30 there will be a class. There we will be discussing Vartmagata Roga, half of the Vartmagata Roga plus Krishnagata. The other half we will take it for another day. Okay, but you guys have to tell me Vartmagata Shloka. Otherwise I'll not teach you Vartmagata Roga. That is for sure. Okay, I hope whatever the journey we are passing through is helpful to you. I'm sure it is helpful, okay? Because you will not be taught in a way how we are teaching you here in your colleges. Very rarely you might get it, but it is very essential that you remember all the 76 in a very proper way and for a very long time. Okay, so just make sure you memorize the shloka and recite it in the class tomorrow. Okay, now moving on to the Shuklagata Vyadhi. Okay. Shuklagata Roga. Totally, how many are in number, Manjunath? Totally, how many are there? We already revised it today also. Yes, Manjunath, tell me how many are there?
What?
How many Shuklagata Vyadhis are there in total? Are you listening carefully to the class? Rupashri, can you tell me how many Shuklagata Vyadhis are there?
Ma'am, 11, ma'am.
Okay, good. So now understanding the Shuklagata Vyadhi, what is the first thing we have to do? Remembering the names of the Shuklagata Vyadhi. So as there are 11 Shuklagata Vyadhi, here also we are dividing it as 5 plus 6. 5 plus 6. In Sandhigata Vyadhi, we remember it as 5 plus 4. And here we are remembering it as 5 plus 6. Okay. What are all the 5 present in Shuklagata Roga? It is 5 types of arma. 5 types of arma. Okay. What are all those 5? Prastari arma, Shukla arma, Kshataja arma, Adhimamsaja arma, and Snayu arma. I'll repeat it once again. Prastari arma, Shukla arma, Kshataja arma, Adhimamsaja arma, and Snayu arma. Okay. If these are the 5 things, and there should be the 6 other things, right? So what are all they? Shuktika, Arjuna. Shuktika and Arjuna. Next, Pishtaka, Shuktika, Arjuna and Pishtaka. These 3 form a group. Shuktika, Arjuna, Pishtaka. These 3 form a group. Then Sira, Jala and Sira Pidaka form a group. Sira, Sira. So Sira, Jala, Sira Pidaka. These 2 will form a group. Then Balasa Grathita. Balasa Grathita is the 11th disease in Shuklagata Vyadhi. I'll repeat it once again. Just try to analyze. Shuklagata Roga, how it is divided? To remember the names, 5 plus 6. It is 5 plus 6. 5 types of arma, 6 different diseases. 5 types of arma, 6 different types of diseases. What are all those 5? Prastari arma, Shukla arma, Kshataja arma, Adhimamsaja arma, Snayu arma. Prastari arma, Shukla arma, Kshataja arma, Adhimamsaja arma, and Snayu arma. Which are all the other 6? It is 3 plus 2 plus 1. 3 form a group, 2 form a group, and there is 1 at the end. Shuktika, Arjuna, Pishtaka form a group. Sira, Jala, Sira, Pidaka form a group. And Balasa, Grathita is final, the last one. So just got familiarized with the names. Okay. What is the next thing we do? We remember the dosha format. What is the dosha format? What was the dosha format in the Sandhigata Vyadhi? Can Rosa tell me what was the dosha format in the Sandhigata Vyadhi?
I mean, there is no Vataja diseases in Sandhigata. Pitta is Pittasrava, Raktasrava and Parvanika. Kapha is Shleshmasrava, Krimigranthi and Upanaha. Sannipataja is Puyasrava, Alaji and Puyalasa.
Very good. So what was the number basically? It was V0, P1, K3, R2, S3. right? Sandhigata Vyadhi, it was V0, P1, K3, R2 and S3. But it was 9 in number totally. But in Shuklagata, how many are there? Totally 11 are there. So 2 extra should come. Where it is extra? In Rakta and Sannipata, the final 2 are extra 2. The final 2 are extra 2. So it is V0, P1, K3, same as Sandhigata Vyadhi. R is 2 in Sandhigata Vyadhi, while R is 3 in Shuklagata Vyadhi. Yes was 3 in Sandhigata Vyadhi. Yes is 4 in Shuklagata Vyadhi. Got it? So what is the formula for Shuklagata Roga? V0, P1, K3, R3 and S4. This is the dosha format. Okay. So which are all those? Now we'll be telling which are all those. Okay. Prastari Arma. Okay, I'll start from P1, which is the only Pittaja Vyadhi in the Shuklagata Roga. Shuktika. Shuktika is marked in orange or red. So it is Shuktika is the only Pittaja Vyadhi. Okay. Next, coming to Kapaja. Kapaja, how many are there? 3. Kapaja are 3. Okay. What are all those? Shukla. When you say the color Shukla, it is related to Kapha. This is a logic which we have been understanding since our first year. Shukla, if it comes, it should be related to Kapha. Next. Pishtaka. Pishta format. It is Pichila in Guna, right? Pishtaka, Pichila in Guna. Which has the Pichila Guna? It is the Kapha dosha. So Pishtaka is Kaphaja. Then Balasa Grathita. As you all have read about Vatarakta, the other name for it is Balasa. One word is there for Balasa. Just keep it in mind. Okay. But other than that, Balasa is a synonym of Kapha. Balasa, Bala, which gives you Bala. It is Kapha, which gives you Bala, right? Balasa is the synonym of Kapha. So as we remember through the formula, it is V0, P1, K3. So K3, which are all the K3? Shukla, always related to Kapha. Pishtaka is Pichila in Guna, which is related to Kapha. Balasa is Balayukta, hence it is related to Kapha. Done. Then R. How many R are there? R is also 3. So which are they? Arjuna, Sirajala and Kshataja Arma. Kshataja, if something is Agantuja, what will happen? Bleeding will happen at the first. If some foreign body came to you, it struck you in your hand or legs, somewhere in your body, on your body, what happens? Bleeding will happen. So Kshataja Arma is related to Raktaja. Then Arjuna is related to Raktaja. Where is Arjuna used? It is related to Hridroga. So it should be Raktaja. Then Sirajala is related to Raktaja. Don't confuse here because Sirapidaka is not related to Kapaja. Sorry, not related to Raktaja. Only Sirajala, the network-like thing, the sieve-like mesh, which is done by the platelets. Only that is related to Rakta, not the Pidaka. Okay. The rest is Sannipataja. 4 Sannipataja are there. What are all the left things? Prastari Arma, Adhimamsaja Arma, Snayu Arma and Sirapidaka. Prastari Arma, Adhimamsaja Arma, Snayuja Arma and Sirapidaka. I'll show you the slide related to it. Not slide, the picture which, the table which I have written. Is the screen visible to you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Shuklagata, it is totally it is B0, P1, K3, R3 and D4. D is like the Sannipataja one. So it is D3 anta baradre, it is all the three doshas anta. Okay, D3 is all the three doshas anta, which is related to it is Sannipataja. Okay. So first one it is Pittaja. Pittaja is related to Shuktika. One. Only one is there. Then Kapaja are three in number. It is Shukla Arma, Pishtaka, Balasa Grathita. Then came the Rakta, which is also three in number. Kshataja Arma, Arjuna, and Sirajala. R, it is written. Then Sannipataja. Sannipataja are four in number. It is Prastari Arma, Adhimamsaja Arma, Snayuja Arma, and Sirapidaka. Okay, doshas are done. Next, we have to go to the sthana. We all know it is Shuklagata, so no need of discussion anymore. Then prognosis, sadhya, sadhyata. So how many are asadhya? In Shuklagata Vyadhi, all are sadhya. Just remember this point. In Shuklagata Vyadhi, all are sadhya. And no Vataja Vyadhi. No Vataja Vyadhi, all are sadhya. Both are important. Okay. So if all are sadhya, in what way they are sadhya is the next column. So there are Chedya Rogas and Ashastrakrita Vyadhi. There are only two possibilities. All are sadhya. All the 11 are sadhya. It is divided into two parts. 7 plus 4. Divided into two parts. 7 plus 4. Ashastrakrita are 4. Chedya are 7. Got it? So you need not rack your brains thinking Chedya how many, Bhedya how many, Lekhya how many. No. Shastrakrita, Ashastrakrita, only two classification. In Ashastrakrita, it is 4. In Shastrakrita, only Chedya variety is taken. Chedya are 7. Rest of the 7 are Chedya Vyadhi. So you have to just remember the minimum factor. That is the Ashastrakrita, how many are there if you remember. You can easily remember the rest of the 7. So which are all the 4 Ashastrakrita Vyadhi? Shuktika, Arjuna, Pishtaka. These form a group. I told you in first, these forms a group of 3, right? Shuktika, Arjuna, Pishtaka. And the rest one, like which is always out of the group. Which is that? Remaining one, sorry, Balasa Grathita. Shuktika, Arjuna, Pishtaka and Balasa Grathita. These 4 are Ashastrakrita. Rest all. That is the 5 types of Arma plus the 2 group. Sirajala, Sirapidaka. These are Chedya. 4 are Ashastrakrita. That is the group of 3 plus the 1 which always remains unique. So one is Shuktika, Arjuna, Pishtaka plus Balasagratita. These 4 are Ashastrakrita. And the rest of the 7 are Shastrakrita. All are Chedya Vyadhis. In that, the 5 types of Arma plus Sirajala, Sirapidaka are Chedya. Okay. So the final point is remembering the correlations. Shuklagata Vyadhi is the white part, right? What and all can happen there? Arma are related to pterygium. Arma are related to pterygium. When you read about the pterygium, then you will understand which are all the classifications in it. So we'll discuss there detailedly. So here, all the 5 armas are correlated to some or the other types of pterygium. Then, Sirajala Sirapidaka. It is related to scleritis, episcleritis. Sirajala scleritis, Sirapidaka, episcleritis. Then, Shuktika Arjuna Pishtaka. Shuktika is xerosis or xerophthalmia. Arjuna is flictenular keratoconjunctivitis or subconjunctival ecchymosis or subconjunctival hemorrhage. Flictenular keratoconjunctivitis, subconjunctival ecchymosis, subconjunctival hemorrhage. Then Pishtaka is pingula or lymphangioma. Pingula or lymphangioma. Suktika, Arjuna, Pishtaka. These three form a group. Sirajala, Sirapidaka is scleritis, episcleritis. Balasa Gratita is the last one. What it does correlate to? Episcleral rheumatoid nodule and any cyst or the tumor on the conjunctiva. Episcleral rheumatoid nodule or any of the cyst or the tumor that is related to conjunctiva. Okay, we'll stop at this today. We'll just revise it. Okay. So, the newcomers today. Tejaswini N. Tejaswini, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, can you tell me how many Vataja Rogas are there in Sandhigata Vyadhi?
0, ma'am.
0. Okay. So, how many Raktaja Vyadhi are there in Sandhigata?
3.
Sandhigata.
Sandhigata, okay, ma'am. Sandhigata is also 0. Sorry, ma'am.
Raktaja Vyadhi in Sandhigata.
1.
2.
2, okay, yeah, ma'am.
Which are they?
Raktastrava and
Parvanika.
Parvanika.
Okay. So another question to you. So what are how many rogas will happen in Kaninika Sandhi?
4 types of Strava and
Puyalasa.
Puyalasa.
Okay, good. So next, Sanjana N.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how many Sannipataja Vyadhis are there in Sandhigata?
3, ma'am.
How many are there in Shuklagata?
4.
Okay, very good. So Puyalasa, Puyasrava, are they both there in Sandhigata or are they in different sthana?
Sandhigata.
Sandhigata only. Okay. So dacrocystitis is related to which roga?
Puyalasa.
Puyalasa. Okay. Other 4 Sravas, are they related to dacrocystitis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good. Trishal? Are you there? Not there in the meeting? You have to answer when you are in the meeting, right? What are all the 5 armas are related to? Don't want to answer. Yes, Kasturi. Which are all the armas are related to which Vyadhi?
Shuklagata.
Okay. Correlation?
Tyrigaram.
Pterygium. Okay. Harshita BK?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is Shuktika? Which kind of a Vyadhi is Shuktika?
It is Pitta.
Pittaja Vyadhi. In which sthana it is?
Shuklagata Roga.
Shuklagata. Very typical correlation it is. Xerophthalmia. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Another question. How many Drishtigata rogas are there?
12.
12. How many Sarvagata rogas are there?
17.
How many Asadhya rogas are there?
25. 17. 17.
17. Okay. So, which is your friend beside? That's fine. Okay. So, Rashmi KN left the meeting. Okay. Rupashri?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how many Krishnagata Rogas are there?
Ma'am, 4, ma'am.
4. Okay. Then Sira Jala and Sira Pidaka are related to?
Ma'am, Shuklagata, ma'am.
Okay. Then how many Sadhya Rogas are there?
Ma'am, in 52 Sadhya Rogas.
Right. So in Sandhigata, how many Sadhya Rogas are there?
Ma'am, 4, ma'am.
Okay. Which are they? Puyalasa.
Puyalasa, Upanaha, Parvanika, and Krimigranthi.
Okay. Which are all the 5 Asadhya Vyadhi in Sandhigata?
Ma'am, Shleshmasrava, Puyasrava, Raktasrava, Pittasrava, and Alajina.
Okay, very good. So, like that, we will keep revising in every class so that we won't forget and we will also remember it for a long time. Okay, so I'll stop the class now. रागादिरोगान् सततानुशक्तानशेषकायः प्रसृतानशेषान् औत्सुक्यमोहारतिदाञ्जघान यो पूर्ववैद्याय नमोऽस्तु तस्मै. So we will join for the class again tomorrow morning at 5:30. So I hope maximum attendance will be there and you'll all be revising the previous class of the Netra Roga classification and you must memorize the Vartmagata Roga shloka. Okay, we will take up Krishnagata Vyadhi first and we will understand the first 5 Vartmagata Roga. You have to tell me the shloka that's there, but we will remember, we will understand the 4 Krishnagata Roga and 5, the first 5 Vartmagata Roga. Okay, I'll end the class now.